Right. So there are many cases that are in varying degrees of finishing, right? So where he's heard and he's voted and he was writing whatever or not writing or just voting on a case. So what happens to those cases?
I mean, the cases that the court has already decided, but internally, but not announced the decision, Justice Scalia's vote won't count. If he was writing the majority opinion, and if the majority doesn't change without him, the court might take over the opinion and issue it as an opinion for the court. But otherwise, his vote is gone. Doesn't count, and the court has to figure out how to deal with that.
So I guess how often has this happened where a justice has died while during the term and something, because don't they vote on the case shortly after hearing it?
They do. They vote the same week. So there are many cases from November, December, January that have been argued, but the decision's not announced. So there's a lot to wait and see. And then, of course, the cases for the remainder of the term, February, March, and April arguments, where there'll only be 8 justices sitting.
Yeah. So his side won't necessarily lose a case. They might tie a case and have it sent back to the lower courts?
If the case ties 4-4, then it upholds the lower court decision. I mean, it's basically the end of the case. Whatever the result was before it came to the Supreme Court is upheld. So in some instances, that may come out the same way Scalia would have come out, but in other instances, it may have the opposite effect.
Yeah. If it's a tie 4-4, can they rehear it next year?
They can, but the question will be: do they think there's going to be another justice by next October? There's no real reason to hold the cases over to re-argue in October, November, December, if it's going to be the same 8 of them coming out the same way.
Right. Any big cases that you think might be affected by this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think the president's immigration orders probably, at least possibly would have gone 5-4 against the president, and that may come out 4-4. That would still go against the president because the lower court blocked it.
Right.
There's an abortion case that may uphold the Texas abortion regulations. There's a big labor union case which is probably going to switch now and come out in favor of the union.
Interesting stuff. Stephen Wormiel, Supreme Court expert, American University. Interesting times we live in, Professor. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
7:08 here, Big 550 KTRS. Stay right there. Eric Greitens, who was a former Navy SEAL, people are criticizing his record. He's running for governor. He's not happy about it. He'll be here to talk.